Penguin Random House Audio presents The Witch Elm by Tana French. Read for you by Paul Nugent. Lord, we know what we are, but know not what we may be. William Shakespeare, Hamlet. 1. I've always considered myself to be, basically, a lucky person. I don't mean I'm one of those people who pick multi-million euro lotto numbers on a whim, or show up seconds too late for flights that go on to crash with no survivors. I just mean that I managed to go through life without any of the standard misfortunes you hear about. I wasn't abused as a kid or bullied in school. My parents didn't split up or die or have addiction problems, or even get into any but the most trivial arguments. None of my girlfriends ever cheated on me, at least as far as I know, or dumped me in traumatic ways. I never got hit by a car, or caught anything worse than chickenpox, or even had to wear braces. Not that I spent much time thinking about this, but when it occurred to me, it was with a satisfying sense that everything was going exactly as it should. And of course, there was the Ivy House. I don't think anyone could convince me, even now, that I was anything other than lucky to have the Ivy House. I know it wasn't that simple. I know all the reasons, in intimate, serrated detail. I can lay them out in a neat line, stark and runic as black twigs on snow, and stare at them till I almost convince myself. But all it takes is one whiff of the right smell. Jasmine, lapsang souchong, a specific old-fashioned soap that I've never been able to identify, or one sideways shaft of afternoon light at a particular angle, and I'm lost, in thrall all over again. Not long ago, I actually rang my cousins about it. It was almost Christmas. I was a little drunk on mulled wine from some god-awful work party. Or I never would have rung them. Or at any rate, not to ask their opinions, or their advice, or whatever it is I thought I was looking for. Susanna clearly felt it was a silly question. Well, yeah, obviously we were lucky. It was an amazing place. And into my silence. If you're getting hung up on all the other stuff, then personally, long deft slice of scissors through paper, choir boys sweet and buoyant in the background, she was wrapping presents. I wouldn't. I know that's easier said, but seriously, Toby. Picking at it after how many years, what's the point? But you do you. Leon, who at first had sounded genuinely pleased to hear from me, tightened up instantly. How am I supposed to know? Oh, listen, while I have you, I meant to email you. I'm thinking of coming home for a bit at Easter. Are you going to be... I got mildly belligerent and demanded an answer, which I knew perfectly well had always been the wrong way to deal with Leon. And he pretended his reception had gone and hung up on me. And yet, it matters. Matters as far as I can see, for whatever that's worth at this point, more than anything. It's taken me this long to start thinking about what luck can be. How smoothly and deliciously deceptive. How relentlessly twisted and knotted in on its own hidden places. And how lethal. That night. I know there are an infinite number of places to begin any story, and I'm well aware that everyone else involved in this one would take issue with my choice. I can just see the wry lift at the corner of Susanna's mouth, hear Leon's snort of pure derision. But I can't help it. For me, it all goes back to that night. The dark, corroded hinge between before and after. The slipped-in sheet of trick glass that tints everything on one side in its own murky colours and leaves everything on the other luminous, achingly close, untouched and untouchable. Even though it's demonstrably nonsense. The skull
Sample complete. Ready to continue?